periodic properties part 3, that is trends of ionization energies across periods. It is observed that first ionization energy increase when we move across a period in the periodic table from left to right. This is because each successive atom has one more proton in the nucleus, thus the positive charge on the nucleus increases steadily. But the attraction of the nucleus for the outer electrons does not change steadily. For example, in period 3, electrons are successively added to the same outer cell. Since electrons in the same cell do not shield each electron variable from the attraction of the nuclear charge, the effective nuclear charge experienced by the outermost electrons in each successive element increases. As a result, the outermost electron experiences a great attractive force for the nucleus. This results in the decreased atomic radius as the outermost electrons are strongly pulled towards the nucleus as one moves from sodium to argon, and the ionization energy increases significantly from sodium to argon. Although there is a general increase in the values of first ionization potential across a period, a number of irregularities occurs. For example, the first ionization energy of boron is lower than the first ionization energy of beryllium, and the first ionization energy of oxygen is lower than the first ionization energy of nitrogen. It is important to note that electrons that is removed from boron is in the 2p orbital, whereas the electron that is removed from beryllium is in the 2s orbital. Because the 2p orbital is of higher energy than a 2s orbital, an electron is more easily removed from boron than from beryllium. An oxygen atom has 2 electrons in one of its 2p orbital. The pairing of 2 electrons increases the repulsion between electrons, and thus the causes oxygen to have a lower first ionization energy than nitrogen. Trends of ionization energies across groups. In general, the first ionization energy decreases in a regular way on descending the main groups. This is because the elements in a group have the same outer electronic configuration but with different principal quantum numbers. As principal quantum numbers, the average distance of the electron in the shell from the nucleus also increases. Because the outer electrons are farther from the nuclear charge of the nucleus, they are less tightly held with the nucleus, and this accounts for the lower value of ionization energies as one moves from top to bottom of the group. A departure from the regular trends occurs in group 13, where the expected decrease occurs from boron to aluminium. However, the values for the remaining elements, gallium, indium, and thallium, do not continue this trend. This is because gallium atom is preceded by 10 elements of the first transition series. This makes the atomic radius of gallium much smaller than expected otherwise. As a result, the outer electrons are less tightly held by the nucleus and cause the ionization potential to increase. A similar effect is observed with the introduction of second and third transition series before indium and thallium. This accounts for the increased ionization potential of indium and thallium. Just as S electrons penetrate closer to the nucleus than P electrons, electrons in the P orbitals penetrates closer to the nucleus than the electrons in D orbitals. The P electrons feel the attractive force of the nucleus more than D electrons. Thus, the energy of P orbitals is lower than that of D orbitals of the same shell. Similarly, electrons in D orbitals penetrate closer to the nucleus than electrons in F orbitals. The D electrons feel the attractive force of the nucleus more than F orbitals of the same shell. Thus, for the same shell, the ionization energy will be more to remove S electrons than to remove P electrons, and P electrons will be more than D electrons, which in turn will be more than F electron. All these factors discussed above are interrelated. Thus, in a small atom, the electrons are very tightly held, whereas in case of larger atom, the electrons are less strongly held. Thus, the ionization energy decreases as the size of atom increases. This can be easily appreciated by elements of group 1 and group 2 of the periodic table, along with elements of main groups. Successive ionization energies. All atoms other than hydrogen have more than one electron. The energy needed to remove the second most loosely bounded electron from a mole of gaseous cations is called second ionization energy. Because of the positive charge, the cation A positive attracts electrons more strongly than the neutral atom. A does. There is one electron less in the cation compared to that in the atom of the element. As a result, electron repulsion are reduced. It means more energy is required to remove the second electron than the first. Therefore, second ionization energies are always larger than the first ionization energy. Similarly, the energy required to remove the third most loosely bound electron is called third ionization energy. The larger the positive charge on the cation, the stronger is the attraction between the cation and the electron being removed. In addition, electron repulsion are also small. The larger the positive charge on the cation, the more is the energy required to remove the electron. Thus, for any element, the value of the third ionization energy is always greater than the value of second ionization energies. Similarly, the fourth ionization energy is greater than the third ionization energy, and so on. The successive ionization energies even to E8 of the first 13 elements are shown. Ionization energies to the right of the stepwise lines involves removal of electrons from one core of the atom. It is important to note that for each atom there is large increase in the ionization energy after all the outer electrons have been removed. For example, in case of sodium, the first ionization energy value is 496 kJ per mole and the second ionization energy is 4564 kJ per mole, at most 10 times. For magnesium, the first ionization energy is 737 kJ per mole, while the second ionization energy is 1447 kJ per mole, almost twice. However, the third ionization energy value is 7738 kJ per mole, which is over 5 times as much as the second ionization energy value. After all the electrons in the outermost shell have been removed, the next electrons must be removed from the next to the outermost shell, that is, it must be removed from the core. The core has a noble gas electron configuration. In the core, all the subshells that contains electrons are filled. Increasing values for successive ionization energy supports the idea that outer electrons outside the noble gas core are involved in the chemical change. Inner electrons in the core are too tightly bound to the nucleus. Ionization energies provide strong evidence for the existence of electron shell in atoms. Let us take an example of sodium and remove all the 11 electrons from the sodium. One can see clearly that there is significant increase in the energy needed between removing the first and second electrons. There is another large increase between removing the 9th and 10th electrons. These observations suggest that increase occurs when the electron being removed has to come from a new shell closer to the attractive charge of the nucleus. The difference between the energy value is so large that the logarithms of the successive ionization energies are plotted instead of successive ionization energies themselves. One can easily interpret the pattern in the figure 2.7 that the outermost n is equal to 3 shell of sodium contains 1 electrons and the n is equal to 2 shell has 8 electrons, leaving 2 electrons in the innermost n is equal to 1 shell. It is the last difference in the ionization energy between outer and core electrons that is responsible for only one kind of cation in group 1 and group 2. Atoms of transition elements have d electrons of the n-1 shell as well as s electrons of the n shell outside the core. The energy of electrons in the n-1d orbitals is not very different from the energy of the electrons in the ns orbitals. As a result, atoms of transition elements often form more than one kind of cations. For example, atoms form Fe2 positive and Fe3 positive. Measurement of ionization energy values. Ionization energies are measured by spectroscopic techniques or in a discharge tube containing the gas or vapors of atoms under consideration at low pressure. It is connected to a source of current. On increasing the potential difference, a stage reaches when a sudden flow of current occurs at a certain applied voltage. This is the stage when the gas is ionized or the first ionization potential occurs. If we increase the voltage further, there may be a stage again when there is an abrupt rise of current. This gives a second ionization energy. In this way, we can evaluate the successive ionization energies, value says third, fourth, fifth, etc. ionization energies. In case of hydrogen, the first ionization value corresponds to 13.598 electron volt per atom. Thus, the ionization energy of hydrogen atom is 13.598 electron volt per atom. In SI unit, it is expressed in kilojoules. 1 electron volt is equals to 1.602 into 10 ki power minus 19 into 6.023 into 10 ki power 23 joule per mole. That is equals to 96.48 kilojoule per mole. 13.598 electron volt per atom is equals to 13.598 into 96.48 kilojoule per mole, that is equals to 1312 kilojoule per mole. Thus, the first ionization energy of hydrogen is 1312 kilojoule per mole. Similarly, the first ionization energy of sodium has been evaluated to be 496 kilojoule per mole. Electron affinity. Atoms not only lose electrons to form the positive ions but also gain electrons to form negative ions. Electron affinity, as the name implies, is a measure of the tendency of an atom to gain an electron. If you recall, when an electron is removed from the gaseous atom, energy is required, but when an electron is added to a neutral gaseous atom, energy is released. Thus we can define electron affinity as the energy given out when an extra electron is taken up by a neutral isolated gaseous atom. It can be represented as A plus electron gives A negative plus energy, where A represents an atom of the element. Since energy is evolved during the process, electron affinity has a negative sign. The higher the electron affinity of an element, the more energy is given off when an electron is added to an atom of the element. Thus, the magnitude of electron affinity indicates how tightly an additional electron is bound to an atom. A high value of electron affinity indicates that additional electron is strongly bound, while a low value indicates that the new electrons is weakly bound. Factors on which electron's affinity depends. There are several factors on which the value of electron affinity depends, but the important factors on which it depends are the following: size of the atom, nuclear charge, and electronic configuration. Variation of electron affinity down a group. The electron affinity of elements decreases down a group. This is because both atomic size and the nuclear charge increases down the group. However, the effect of increase in size is greater than the increase in the nuclear charge. As a result, the incoming electron experiences lesser attraction by the large size atom, and therefore the electron affinity decreases. This is evident from the decrease of electrons affinity in going from chlorine to bromine and to iodine. Variation of electron affinity along a period. The electron affinity of elements increases along a period. This is because across a period size of the atom decreases and nuclear charge increases. Both these factors result in greater attraction for the incoming electron. Therefore, more energy is released when an electron is added. As a result, the electron affinity in general increases along a period from left to right of the periodic table. However, certain irregularities are observed in the general trend. For example, beryllium, magnesium, nitrogen, and noble gases are exceptions. In a period, halogens have the highest electron affinity. Some of the important features of the electron affinities are given below. Number 1. Halogens have the highest electron affinities. An inspection of the graphical representation of electron affinities reveals that halogens have the maximum value of electron affinities. This is due to the fact that the electronic configuration of halogens is ns2np5. That is one electron short of the table noble gases. Thus, halogens have the strongest urge to take up one electron and to acquire the electronic configuration of noble gases. As a result, the electronic affinities of halogens are high. Number 2. Electron affinity of noble gases are 0. All the noble gases have full-filled valence shells. As a result of this extraordinary stable configuration, there is no scope for the additional electron to be accommodated. Therefore, the electron affinity value of noble gases have 0 value. Electron affinity of beryllium, magnesium, and nitrogen are nearly 0. The nearly zero electron affinity of beryllium, magnesium, and nitrogen can also be explained due to extra stability associated with fully filled 2s and 3s orbitals in case of beryllium and magnesium. Beryllium is equals to 1s2, 2s2, magnesium is equals to 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, and half-filled 2p and 3p orbitals in case of nitrogen and phosphorus. These orbitals have greater tendency to gain electrons and thus accounts for smaller values of their electron affinities. Number 4. Electron affinity of fluorine is less than that of chlorine. An inspection of the table 2.11 and the graphical representation in figure 2.8 reveals that the electron affinity values in general decrease from top to bottom in a group. However, it is noticed that fluorine atom has unexpectedly low value of electron affinity compared to its immediate next member chlorine. This low value of electron affinity of fluorine is due to very compact size of fluorine atom. As a result of small size of fluorine, there are strongest inter-electronic repulsion which discourages the incoming electron to enter the outer shell of fluorine. Therefore, the electron affinity of fluorine is small. The electron affinity value of oxygen and nitrogen are also small compared to sulfur and phosphorus. This is also due to the small size and high effective nuclear charge. As a result, very little energy is given off which an electron is added to nitrogen and oxygen. Successive electron affinities. Energy is evolved when one electron is added to an oxygen O or sulfur S atom, forming the species O negative or S negative. However, it is difficult to add another electron to the negatively charged O negative and S negative because Coulombic repulsions. In order to force the second electrons to add to O negative or S negative ion, a lot of energy has to be supplied to counter the Coulombic repulsion and allow the formation of O2 negative and S2 negative. In other words, the addition of second electrons is an endothermic process. Therefore, the net electrons affinities for O2 negative and S2 negative have a positive value, although it requires energy to form these divalent ions. Compounds containing these ions are known. It follows that the energy required to form the ions must come from some other process, such as lattice energy, where the ions are packed together in a regular way to form a crystalline solid. Determination of electron affinities. Electron affinity values cannot be determined directly. These are determined indirectly by involving Born-Haber cycle. Born-Haber cycle relates the lattice energy of a crystal to other thermochemical data. This can be illustrated by taking energy terms involved in building a lattice of sodium chloride. The elements in their standard state are first converted to gaseous atoms and then to iron and finally packed into the crystal lattice. The enthalpies of sublimation, dissociation, and ionization energy are positively since energy is supplied to the system. The electron affinity and lattice energy are negative since energy is evolved in this process. According to Hess law, the overall energy in a process depends upon the energy of the initial and final states. It is clear from the figure 2.9 that the enthalpy of formation of delta HF is the algebraic sum of the terms going around the cycle. All the terms except the lattice energy U and electron affinity can be measured experimentally by using non-crystal structure. It is possible to calculate the lattice energy, hence values of electron affinity. Thus, for NaCl, delta HF is equal to delta HS plus I plus half of delta HAD E plus U. That is, E is equals to minus 348.6 kilojoule per mole. Now, since the electron affinity values are known, therefore the Born-Haber cycle can be used to calculate the lattice energy for non-crystal structures. Electronegativity. Electronegativity is the ability of an atom in a molecule to attract to itself an electron pair that is shared with another atom. Greater the ability of an atom to attract the shared pair of electrons, larger is the value of electronegativity. For example, in hydrogen chloride molecule, electronegativity of chlorine is more than electronegativity of hydrogen. It simply refers to the ability of the shared pair of electrons between hydrogen and chlorine to lie more towards chlorine than hydrogen towards. Electronegativity, like electron affinity, increases with decreasing atomic radius and increasing effective nuclear charge. It is important to distinguish between electron affinity and electronegativity. Electron affinity, like ionization potential, is an atomic property, whereas electronegativity is a molecular property. The above relation is based upon the assumption that the bonds in A2, B2 and AB molecules are purely covalent. However, it was observed by polling that in most of the heteronuclear bonds of the type AB, the actual bond energy is more than the geometric mean of the bond energy of EAA and EBB due to some degree of ionic character. Electronegativity cannot be determined directly, but several indirect methods have been used to estimate relative electronegativities. All the given similar results because electronegativities are relative. They have no units. It is not the electronegativity but the difference in the electronegativity of the atoms joined by a covalent bond is important. Methods for the determination of electronegativities. Some of the methods known for the determination of electronegativity are discussed below. Pauling scale of electronegativity. Linus Pauling was the first to propose a scale of electronegativity on the basis of bond energy. According to Pauling, in a purely covalent bond, the bond energy of a molecule EAB is the geometric mean of the bond energy of atom A and B, that is EAA and EBB. EAB is equals to EAA into EBB की power half. Because of the partial ionic character, AB bond is stronger than would be expected for a pure covalent bond. This extra bond energy is given by delta I. Delta is equals to actual bond energy minus energy for 100% covalent bond, that is EAB minus EAA into EBB की power half. Delta is the extra bond energy and it measures the polarity of the bond AB, which depends upon the electronegativities of atom A and B. This excess bond energy arises due to resonance between the covalent structure AB and the ionic structure A positive B negative and is also known as resonance energy. By calculating delta I for different bonds, Pauling suggested the following empirical expressions to correlate delta I with the electronegativity of two atoms, XA and XB. XA minus XB is equals to 0.18 into delta I की power half, where delta is excess bond energy in kilocalorie per mole. However, if delta is expressed in electron volt per molecule, the above expression reduces to XA minus XB is equals to 0.208 delta I की power half. EAB is equals to EAA into EBB की power half. But experimentally, value of bond energies EAB is greater than calculated value. The difference in the value is given by delta. Therefore, delta is equals to EAB minus EAA into EBB के power half. In SI units, the relation becomes XA minus XB is equals to 0.088 delta E की power half. Assigning an arbitrary value of X to hydrogen as 2.1. Polling was successful in getting suitable values for the elements C to F in the range 2.5 to 4. Polling values of electronegativity are given in table 2.12. Millikan's scale of electronegativity. In 1934, Millikan proposed a new scale of electronegativity. This proposal is based upon the ionization energy and electron affinity of an atom. According to Millikan, the tendency of an atom to complete for the shared pair of electrons in a bond is the average of ionization energy and electron affinity. It can be mathematically expressed as electronegativity of an atom is equals to ionization energy plus electron affinity by 2. Millikan used ionization energy and electron affinity values in electrons volts, and the values obtained were nearly 2.8 times larger than the Pauling values. However, it is conventional to use ionization energy or electron affinity values in kilojoule per mole. The units electron volt can be changed to kilojoule per mole, as 1 electron volt is equals to 1.0602 into 10 की power minus 19 into 6.023 into 10 की power 23 joule per mole is equals to 96.48 kilojoule per mole. So in order to correlate Millikan's values to Pauling values, the Millikan values are divided by 2.8 according to the following calculation. Electronegativity is equals to ionization energy plus electron affinity upon 2 into 2.8 into 96.48. Electronegativity is equals to I plus C upon 540. The main disadvantage of Millikan's method is that number 1, electron affinity values of only a few elements are known. Electron affinities and ionization energies values changes with the valence state of the electron. Thank you.